Hello, Betty Croswick here. Um, I hope everybody is faring well in this bright sunshine we're having now. It seems that it will last a little while, so let's get out and get some vitamin D. Um, but before you do that, I would like for you to look at announcement that was made by Russia and China just last week. I think it was July the 25th. And this announcement had to do with a new global reserve currency that Russia and China are coming up with. And they, when they added a little line or two when they, the publisher, not the publisher of that, but the author of the article in Information Clearinghouse, it said that while Russia and China officially announced a new global reserve currency, and once again, as happens often with the consequential news in the United States and the West, no one has noticed and no one seems to care. But I would like to assure the writer, and I think too he knows that the right people have noticed, and the right people care enormously. And by the right people, I mean the heads of state of all of the Western countries, and the heads of the banks of the Western world, all of the important banks that take care of all the swindling that is done to the people, and that are very loyal to their banking system, and they shudder in their boots when they hear things like this, that Russia and China, together with the BRIC countries, are going to come together with a currency, with a global currency that, may very well challenge to the bone the U.S. Reserve currency that belongs to the petrodollar. How dare they? How dare Russia and China and these BRIC countries? And just to, in case you don't know who the BRIC countries are, they're Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. And they have devised a banking system of their own. It's going to be working together with their global reserve currency. And I assure everybody that the West, the global elites, the globalists, and the banking systems of the West don't like this one whit. And in fact, it scares them so much that they don't want anybody talking about it. They've advised news agencies, the Western news agencies, the corporate globalist news agencies, not to discuss it, not to bring it up. And so they don't. And we have to look, far afield, really, to get information that is true about what is happening in the global east, southeast, northwest, whatever, on our news systems, on the CBC, the BBC, the CNN, all of the corporate media. We don't get anything that pap what they want us to hear, to calm us and tell us that everything is just fine. It's okay that all this inflation is going up. It's just transient. It'll come back down. We're going to make it come back down. Don't worry. So we have that to contend with in the U.S. and Canada. That is, very disheartening. And I can understand why the global West is worried about what's happening with the economies of China and Russia. I'd be worried too if I belong to the globalists. I don't belong to the globalists. So I'm not worried because I think that the U.S. petrodollar has been king far too long. It's far too corrupt. It's corrupt to the bone. And all what places like the International Forum is worried about is that they're not going to be able to push through their idea of economic reset and the way the economy should go. They should be totally in charge of a kind of a world globalist system. What is this business with Russia, China, and the BRICS? And so it's a struggle. We're in a struggle. And the whole deal with Ukraine is about this struggle, which is the struggle over the petrodollar. Of course, they say it's Ukraine, and that's for they can't bear to lose it because then democracy will be lost. They don't give a damn about democracy, or you either, or anybody, except staying on top of the world with the dollar. With the dollar as a reserve currency, they can't lose with the dollar as the reserve currency. But if another one is going to come into being, they have a hell of a lot to lose. One hell of a lot to lose. Even if it couldn't destroy the petrodollar, it could certainly damage it enormously. So the struggle that's going on in the Ukraine is a proxy war, and it's not even between Russia and the West per se. It is between the dollar as a reserve currency of the world and a new upstart trying to muscle in and be a global monetary influence on the world also. And I think what they're really worried about, really worried about, is people in the final analysis may choose the global currency being put forth by the Russia and China and the BRICS. You know why? I believe it will be because petrodollar is losing its power with the oil-producing nations. And they have been the ones that have kept Saudi Arabia has been the main puppy who has kept the petrodollar afloat. And he's pulling away and seems to be leaning towards the BRICS and Russia and China's idea of a currency. But even if it doesn't, it will still damage the petrodollar, because the petrodollar was based on oil and on the idea that they would protect Saudi Arabia from the Israelis if they would insist that all oil be done in petrodollars, and then most everything became to be done in these petrodollars. But that is now under attack, And you bet your booty that the globalists are quivering over what China and Russia and the BRICS are doing, and they just don't want anybody talking about it or thinking about it. They just think about, trying to how they're going to get through the inflationary periods and what they're going to get from the government to help them buy food and put food on the table. And once they get everybody corralled into these cell phone apps that they've got going on now, just to get back into the country, if you leave, that checks your every move. These are the precursors for a full-fledged reset. But you make up your own minds. You can think about the reserve currency and why Russia and China are so hated. It's because they are so feared by the West. They are feared. They present a real challenge to the hegemony of the global West and the United States as the leader of the global West. So, okay, that's enough. Talk to you later. Bye.